started not too far away from here in Boston. We were there the other night, and we're going to be there again this Sunday giving a workshop. And a lot of times you'll hear people in that camp tell you that fruit is really bad. Fruit is basically the evil villain. You don't want to get more than 10% of your calories from fruit, in some cases no fruit at all. So if we get our calories on a raw food diet from vegetables, fruit, and nuts and seeds, if you take fruit away, well, can you get all your calories from vegetables or green sprouts? What do we think? Probably not, right? I mean, because if you ate 4 stomachfuls of green sprouts and vegetables, you're at 800 calories. That's about as much as you can get in. So we go to the nuts and seeds. And what happens there is, even though it's a much healthier diet than people were eating previously, most of the calories oftentimes are coming from fat. Now, it's relatively healthy fat, but usually what happens there, people feel much better initially, but then they hit a plateau at some point because everything's very dense and a lot fattier. And if they're not getting all the results they're looking for, you know what they do, unfortunately? They go back to what they're familiar with, and they say, raw food didn't work for me. And all too often, we see with one extreme or the other, that happens. And then these people are ex-vegans or post-raw vegans, and then they start writing these blogs on the internet of how ridiculous it is and it doesn't work. Instead, what they could do, if they were willing to look at some of the other parts of raw food nutrition and think about it and make sense out of it and maybe broaden their horizons a little bit, maybe adding a little bit of fruit to get some of the calories so they didn't need to eat as much fat would work. And maybe if they're eating so much fruit and that's not working for them, hey, a few nuts and seeds in there, maybe getting 20 or 30% of your calories from fat instead of, say, 10% of your calories from fat. So you have less calorie density overall. You can get more vegetables in there. The nuts and seeds and the vegetables supply you with the minerals you were not getting as much of an abundance of in the fruit. That may work better for them. And in fact, most successful long-term raw foodists that we know really eat a balance of all those things. They eat lots and lots of vegetables. They have usually giant salads every night. So when we make a salad every night, it's not it's not a little salad bowl, it's a mixing bowl. So when we visit my parents, we're like, what's the biggest mixing bowl you have? And that's our salad. So a typical salad for me in the evening, maybe a half a head of romaine lettuce, 2 or 3 zucchini shredded up, a head of cauliflower, and then we'll make a dressing for it out of some soaked nuts and seeds, a whole bunch of zucchini, a little bit of lemon juice, pour that over, and it takes us 20 or 30 minutes to eat it. In fact, going back to the Ann Wigmore program, Ann Wigmore says that you should eat a salad that takes you at least that long, about a half an hour to eat every day. So in any case, most successful long-term raw foodists that we know eat large amounts of vegetables, but they know they're not going to get all their calories from vegetables, but they're going to get a lot of great nutrition, minerals, chlorophyll, phytonutrients, antioxidants, fiber, all the good stuff that we hear about that we need in our diets. They eat moderate amounts of fruit and moderate amounts of fat. And as simple as that sounds, that is the general recipe for success over the long term in raw food nutrition. But as simple as that sounds, unfortunately, that's not what a lot of people